Throughout Yu-Gi-Oh, we have seen a lot of cards, some good, some bad, but only a few stand out to us. The main reason being, side/main characters spam them to no end. And today, I will give you the correct top 10 ace cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Utopia, Utopia Red, Utopia Dragon. Utopia is a cool card because it's easy. Because once it gets on the field, it's pretty much over for your opponent because you can just chuck it back into the overlay network and just get a stronger variant. Then it has a simple design. It kind of just looks like a guardian angel that beats people up. But from what I remember, it wasn't a big part of the story like the other cards on this list, so it gets number 10. This is one of the coolest elemental heroes. Flame Wingman was Jaden's main star for the first season of GX. Every time he was summoned and Skyscraper was on the field, he'd just jump on top of the biggest building, arms crossed, and when it was time to attack, he'd just jump off and burn away anything that was needed. Also, his ability was tough because when he destroys a monster, he deals damage equal to that monster's attack points. Also, he has a phoenix on his hand, on his left hand to be precise, and that is to make sure he can beat off with his right, and that is some ball knowledge. This was a tough choice because I do use Blue Eyes in Duel Links, and Kaiba is one of my favorite characters in Yu-Gi-Oh! But Blue Eyes is hard to summon because unless you have all three Blue Eyes and a polymerization, you can't summon the cool stuff. But anime wise, Kaiba was cooking, and Neutron Blast is a tough attack, and all the variants of Blue Eyes are fire. But Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon lost some aura because of the time Yugi used some foolishness to destroy it, so yeah. This is the card of my favorite main character, even though it looks like a narwhal with boobs. To be honest, I don't have anything else to say, but the variations are cool. Majestic Star has some aura because it flew away right after Yusei and Callan's duel. I didn't even know that was possible. Also, Shooting Star is a problem in Duel Links because it can attack max 5 times, which sucks if I'm not the one using it. This is the OG Ace card. He was a major player in the show and was even a real character in some parts of the show. The fact that he was the Pharaoh servant and stayed with him in a card form throughout all of history is some W dedication. Also, he does have the best fits out of all spellcasters, but his best fit is when he's Red Eyes Black Dragoon, because that card is the ultimate defender. As soon as it's on the field, your opponent can't really do anything. And then we all know that he cracked Dark Magician Girl at least once, so he has to be on this list. This is one of the coolest elemental heroes in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! He is used for contact fusion to make even cooler versions of himself, like Flare Neos, Air Neos, and the 100 others that they just keep on pumping out. Then he was able to come in and take over for Flame Wingman, which is a hard job, becoming Jaden's new ace. And then in Bonds Beyond Time, he came to life and blocked Stardust attack and was standing 1v3 against 3 of the strongest dragons in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! At that time. Also, he's just cool to me. I like Neos. This monster gets points just off the strength of the way Kite summons him. He just conjures up a boomerang, chucks it into the overlay network, and then the boomerang just turns into Galaxy Eyes. Then the way it was the alternate counter to every Xyz monster because it could just banish them and gain attack points for every overlay unit was cool. Then there is Neo Galaxy Eyes, where he throws a javelin into space and summons a big red demon dragon that completely negates everything. And Galaxy Eyes, again, is just a cool looking monster. Nice, you know what I'm saying, nice aesthetic, you feel me? And Kite is just a cool character overall. One of the coolest cards in Arc 5 because it was OP. It was able to absorb half the attack points of a monster. Then, right before it was summoned, it shows up in a dark void looking sleek like an eel, and when it attacks, the way it just drags its tusk on the ground and uppercuts the opponent is so tough. Then I personally think Yugioh is the coolest of the U-boys. This monster is low-key a cheat code because if a monster with a level higher than 5 tries to use an ability, it can't. Not only does that monster get destroyed, but Clear Wing gets every single one of its attack points. Then Crystal Wing doesn't care about a level because no monster can activate any ability because of the same effect as Clear Wing. And if that card attacks a level 5 or higher monster, it gets all the attack points. So those two monsters are just OP. This is my favorite card in Yu-Gi-Oh! It doesn't do anything crazy, but I just think it looks cool. But if I had to give a reason, it can destroy any card in defense mode if it destroyed a monster, and if your card doesn't attack, they get destroyed for not getting in the field and not putting any work for the team. Then Scarlet Red destroyed a special summon monster, which is cool because, you know what I'm saying, special summon monsters are annoying. And then Majestic Red apparently can't be destroyed by card effects. And Tyrant Red Dragon is just a cool looking monster. And I'm happy they brought Red Dragon Archfiend into Art 5. That's what that show really needed. Well, that is the end of the video. Put your list in the comments. And yeah, bye.